I don't want it. It's been a while since I've been online. It's been a while since I've been getting out there, getting after it. There's a lot of you out there that may be facing off against challenges this holiday season. A lot of you asking yourselves what it takes, what does it mean to be who you are on the inside. I know for myself at least, I've been going through a lot of those different challenges. It's been taking me a while to get back out there, put my energy in a lot of places that, were part of what I want to achieve, the dreams that I want to overcome, the things that I want to manifest. And, I got to ask that question that I ask every day. Is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. When you're working with people, when you're working in situations, when you're having challenges work for you and work in a positive direction, you start to believe in yourself, you start to believe in your ability, your mentality. And there's a lot of times where what you have going on inside is what matters the most, what you have going on within your being. See, your vibration is very important. Your ability to believe in who you are, to believe that you have what it takes within yourself, within your mentality. And so when you see that what's going on inside becomes greater than the challenges that you have going on around you, when you start to find joy inside of who you are, when you start to find a place where you are doing the work on yourself, you are putting yourself in a place where you have what it takes. It's not going to always be easy. It's not going to always happen when you want it to happen. It's going to take patience. It's going to take the ability to go inwards, to start to put yourself in a place where you start to find the strength inside of who you are. It's almost interesting when other people are able to do the things for you, when they're able to achieve things that you can do yourself. What happens is you stop realizing that you have what it takes inside of you. When you start to realize that what's going on inside of you is the most important piece of your puzzle, that it is you, in fact, that the people that want to be around you, they're going to be around you for who you are on the inside. They're going to want to be with you for that person that you manifest. You see, I've been through some challenges in this life that have brought me to a place where I recognize that these things that we're going through on a daily basis make us who we are. They bring us to a place where what we have going on doesn't have the ability to stop us. And I look at what challenges it takes to be yourself, And it opens up that part of oneself where you believe you have what it takes, and when you start to believe that you have what it takes within you, when you start to believe that you have what it takes inside of you, you will find pieces that grow, that manifest, that bring you closer to yourself. I'm so grateful for the last year that I've had, for the challenges, for the ability to be within, to manifest, and to grow. I could not imagine not going through the things that I did this last year. And if I had not gone through those things, I would not be where I am today. And I'm just grateful that all of those things that I've gone through are happening, or are happening, are part of who I am. They're part of the process of getting inwards. They're part of the process of overcoming. They're part of the process of believing in yourself. I couldn't imagine what it would take to overcome the challenges unless I'd faced off against them. I can't imagine how I could live this life without having to believe in yourself, to believe that you have what it takes within you. See, a lot of the challenges that we face off against, a lot of the things that we go through, is becoming ourselves. It's becoming who we are on the inside. It's becoming the person who manifests, our challenges. It's not easy when you go through something. It's a part of the process of being yourself. It's a part of becoming who you are. And when you start to manifest things in your life, when you start to utilize your challenges, when you start to utilize your ability, when what you have going on is what brings a light out from within you, you start to recognize that the purpose of the things that you do, the things that you face off against, the things that you go through are bringing you back to who you are. When I saw the challenges that I've had to face in this last year, I've had to eliminate people that weren't bringing me towards positive results. They weren't bringing me towards the ability inside of myself. A lot of times we want other people to do it for us. But what about when you want it? What about when you want to overcome your challenges? What about when you want to find a way? What then? How do you find a way to overcome challenge that goes on within you? How do you find a way to overcome the things that are going on inside of you? What about that part of yourself? How do you do that? How do you utilize that part of your being? How do you utilize that part of your ability? How do you utilize that part of your challenges? You see, a lot of the challenges that we face off against, a lot of the things that we don't know if we can overcome, they all come from within. They come from the mentality. They come from the ability to recognize that you are more qualified than people give you credit for. And a lot of the times when we're going through those kind of challenges, other people will say that you're not ready. They're going to say that you don't have the capability. And so when you show the capability within yourself, when you show the capability within what you believe in. You see, a lot of people will question you. A lot of people will ask you how you can do it. How can you achieve it? You see, and it's inside of you to find the way. It's inside of you to find the ability. It's inside of you to find the light, to find the joy, to find the openness, to start to focus. And I got thrown off track for a minute there, off of focus, because I allowed the things that were going on around me to affect me. Yes. And when you start to focus, when you start to believe in yourself, when you start to believe in your ability, you see other people will find light inside of themselves as well too. And I believe that when we're out there helping each other, when we're out there lighting up this world, when we're out there finding ways to manifest, finding ways to achieve within ourselves, finding ways to overcome the challenges, and I'm going to open up my phone line to be able to call in. You're welcome to call in here. The phone number is 619-856-3101. I'll leave the caller line open. There's a lot of challenges that we go through on a daily basis, but finding a way to overcome them comes from within. It comes from a place. And I was asked a question here: can you tell me how my love interest is feeling about me? Will we ever come together well, first off, the place where you have to care for yourself is inside of you first. See, whoever comes into your vibration, they're going to be coming into your vibration because they're seeking out the part of you that is you. They're seeking out the part of you that lights up in this world. And, a lot of the times when things are not working in our favor, they're not working in our favor because they're not working inside of us, inside of ourselves. And what we attract, what I've come to realize, is the things that we have to work through. So as we work through our own challenges to become who we want to be on the inside, the exterior starts to become the reflection. I can think about when I went and worked at a dealership and the job that I had and how I did it for other people instead of myself. See, when we're doing things for other people, we're worried about the relationship that we have with other people more than ourselves. Then we truly don't benefit who we are on the inside. However, when we start working with the person that we are inside, that's why I went almost 2 years doing videos almost every day. And then I stopped for a month straight. I went through some personal challenges. I went through some things that I needed space away from being online, from being a part of this community of motivation, meditation, and inspiration. Well, the things that are meant for you will start to work their way into your direction. The things that move out of your direction will find their way out of your direction. You're actually welcome to call in. You can call in that phone number, 619-856-3101. And just call me. We'll talk over the phone, because typing it, I can answer your questions. However, calling in, people will actually be able to hear you, and possibly I can answer some of those questions for you over the phone as well too. I'll put you on a speaker so you can actually hear it from the chat as well. So when you're going through things, when you're going through challenges, you see what happens is the people that aren't meant for you, they move out of your way. And when you allow the things to move out of your way, the things that are meant for you have the ability to start moving in your direction. Now, a lot of times, a lot of us in life, we start to feel comfortable. We start to like things like handouts. We start to like the easy position. Now, when we start to truly care about ourselves, when we start to truly care about our ability, when we start to truly care about our mentality, is when we start to care about our position. Not other people's position, but the ability to use our skills, to use our mentality, to use our being, our vibration. When people start to join your space, they start to join your place of being. When they start to take that kind of space, they reach into the box that you are, and they start to put space in your life. Now, we forget about the space that we have for ourselves. We forget about the space that we are. We forget about the ability for us to be that light, to be that joy. Now, when people come into your life, when they come into your life to uplift you, when they come into your life to bring you closer to yourself, ultimately what they're doing is they're adding to your journey. A lot of times we forget that we are on a journey. We forget that our path is our own. We forget that the people that have come through our life's journey are a part of how we grow. And you see, then we forget about our own path. And a lot of times when people are off track, when they're looking for things outside of themselves, when they're seeking things from others and they're not loving the person that they are on the inside, it has most to deal with what you believe about you. And when you find yourself where you've given everything that you are to other people, and you find yourself in a place where you just want somebody to love you, and a lot of people think of emotion, but do they think about how it was learned? How did you learn those things? How did you learn to care for yourself? How did you learn to be inside of who you are, to use your skills, to use your talents? And like I was saying, you're welcome to call in there. So you guys ended up, you didn't like him at first, but then he asked you guys to hang out. It's kind of a joy when you have that kind of a thing happen. You see, experiences in life is like being yourself in a way. When you experience things and you don't allow yourself to experience them, you kind of miss the opportunity. Yeah, you miss the ability to be in that place, to have gone through that kind of experience. And I look at the different experiences that I have personally been through in life. And well, you see, you're taking care of yourself. So this person that's through chat on YouTube here is saying that she was interested in the person who was actually doing the dental work, and she's his patient. So what I'd recommend is to just invite him afterwards. Give him your number, give him your ability. Invite him to go do something with you. If he would like to, then he will go with you. A lot of people are too shy to be the person to invite. Oh my goodness, I can't invite this person to come be with me. I can't. And then all of a sudden they miss out on the ability. When we go through things in life, it's because we're not willing to find the joy inside of ourselves, And the more we care about ourselves, which is one of those ways, right? So that would be an after. You just give him your information. Just call me. You have the number here. I'll answer more of those questions through actual conversation with video chat, because I am on YouTube. But a lot of the times we are seeking out a lot from other people, and we lose that joy inside of who we are. And when we find inside of ourselves something amazing, that's when other people start coming in your direction. When you start to find something that sets you aside as the person that you are inside. You see, I know the things that I enjoy are motivation, their meditation, and their inspiration. I know that no matter the challenges that go on around, that what goes on inside is what really matters. And when we utilize that part inside of ourselves, when we utilize that part inside of our being, I think about when I slept in a van for 3 months. And I spent this time sleeping in a van. The person that I was married to left my marriage. When she left the marriage, I could think about when I was in a place where I had to find myself by myself. What made me stay busy? What brought me closer to who I am? What challenges did I face off against? What was it that I utilized? What type of mentality? What were the questions? What were the things that I listened to that uplifted me? And as I started to grow from those things, as I started to utilize those things, I started to realize that we can all utilize them, And what were those things that I learned? I learned that emotions don't exist. I learned that emotions have to be learned. That we focus to the point where things move out of the way. We focus to the point where positivity can start finding its way into our direction. And when we have people that come into our lives, and each person has their own individual story. I know, at least for myself, when I focus towards the things that I want to achieve within myself, that what happens is the reflection radiates outwards. The part inside of who we are starts to open up. It starts to manifest. And, you start attracting the things towards you that bring you closer to who you are. You see, When I was going through a lot of that stuff and the things that I was going through, I didn't want anything more than to help out other people. When I was going through those things, I didn't want other people to face off against those pains. I didn't want them to face off against the things about pain that just wouldn't stop. And so I started to recognize that what happens within ourselves is we start to grow, yeah? We start to find a place within. We start to find a place of care. And when what's going on around you is not radiating as great as what's going on inside of you, you start to find a place of self-study, okay? And that place of self-study is where the knowledge and the stories and the reasons why the things that didn't happen for you didn't happen for you. And when you start to seek out that part of yourself, when you start to open up to yourself, when you start to have self-care, right? People start to see you as self-love. And that is just your reflection of caring. That care is actually where the place is. The things that we recognize, it comes from what we learn. And so when we can learn to be ourselves, when we can learn to be who we are on the inside, when we can learn to utilize our ability, when we can utilize our mentality, we start to light up. And that's what happens when we believe in who we are. You know, I'm so grateful that I have these challenges that I face off against. Because without these challenges, I wouldn't recognize what I meant to do. I wouldn't recognize who I meant to become. See, when I recognize that I can work through things, I find a part inside is worth it. And when we find that part inside of who we are is worth it, when we find that part inside of who we are to overcome, when we find that part inside to manifest, we can believe in ourselves, yeah? And when you believe in your ability, when you start to believe in your mentality, the amazing part is that it doesn't happen overnight, okay? It happens when you're alone. It happens when everything that you're doing is falling apart around you. It happens when you're starting to look inwards, when you're starting to look at what it takes to be who you are. And I look at this place, that this space that I'm in, I'm so grateful for these things and these challenges that I have personally faced off against, to focus to that place where you want to help out other people. Because when we do help others, when we start to find the knowledge inside of ourselves, the solutions inside of who we are, the ability to believe in who you are, yeah? The ability to believe that you're a positive force within this universe, that you're a positive being in this place, that you can overcome the challenges through inner light. When you can find the inner being inside of who you are, you start to believe in yourself. And you know, I recognize that there's a lot of ways that we spend our energy. There's a lot of places that we spend our energy. A lot of times we forget about our diets. We forget about spending time in meditation. We forget about spending time in self-care. just call in. I'll give you the number one more time. 619-856-3101. So what I'm getting here from this person in the chat is everything in my life is falling apart and toxic where I live and dangerous. My ex will not move out and he is a psycho. Well, why not you move out? Why not you find the place inside of yourself to find the things that are positive for you? Why not find the space to believe in yourself to the point where you will not allow the things that are negative to be a part of your life? You see, we accept and we allow ourselves to be in positions in place. We allow ourselves to put ourselves into challenges where we allow ourselves to be around people. You know, I think about somebody who's been close to my heart. And I think about how I've gone through challenges and how I've gone through things that have brought me to a place where I have recognized that everything that I go through on a daily basis is worth it. And you know, each day that I find that I wake up and that I'm positive is amazing. I can think of so many times that I have barely made it through. You know, I had the Delta. I was sick for 20 days. You know, I can think about multiple different challenges that I faced off against and what truly pulls it through. What truly opens up one's being. What truly opens up one's mentality. And, you know, one of the things that I have found works is when you write things down, when you start to seek out positivity within what you do have the ability over. You know, I've gone through having friends die with stage 4 metastasized cancer, to people that have liberated themselves, to people that have focused to the point where they manifest the things in their lives that they're seeking out after. And I think about how what we truly want inside of ourselves manifests from within. You know, 47 days in a row doing lotus pose every single day, you know, lotus pose every single day, it really made me realize that what truly matters is where our mind is. What truly matters is where our vibration is. And, you know, I recognize that when we care about ourselves, those things that are meant for us, they start finding their way towards us. And, you know, I know that the things that have the ability to leave, the things that have joined our life's path's purpose for a certain time, that is their time, that is their place. When we allow those parts of our path to go beyond and to go forward in their own journey, in their own life's path, sometimes we don't understand. That's the greatest part about this journey, is the part that you're supposed to worry about is your own. It's your own path that you follow. It's your own path that you tell the story to. My path, my story. That's all we know, truly. We know the things that we've gone through. We know the places that we go. We know the things that we're facing off against, the things that we manifest, and the things that come through our lives. Some for a short part, some for a great path along our journey. But they're always in our journey for a purpose. One of the greatest lessons that I learned was from my friend who had stage 4 cancer, was that we accept this path. All those things that happen in our lives happen for us to enjoy. And you see, a lot of times we don't see that on that page. We don't see that in that part of our journey. And when we're going through it, there's times you don't even see if you're going to have a way to get back up. When you do, though, that's what's important. When you do believe in yourself, when you do care within you, when you do light up in this world, when you do find a way to overcome, when you do find a way to manifest, when you start to believe in you in a way that other people can't. See, because they're not you. And because they're not you, that means that you have the ability to study your path. You have the ability to be with your journey, with your light inside of you. And it is a true joy when you start to believe in yourself. It's a true joy when you start to believe in your ability to overcome challenge. When you start to light up in ways that other people might not see. You see, when you are that focused, when you gain that place of knowledge within yourself, when you use your gifts, when you use your talents, when you focus to the point where the knowledge inside of yourself starts to light up, it's something wonderful. In that place of meditation, that place of knowledge within yourself where only you can go, sometimes is not easy. Sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. It happens through a constant mentality. It happens through focusing to the point where positivity comes out, where you can see even when there isn't a way, when you start to make a way when there isn't a way. And I face off against separate challenges even today. I have to remember that the self-care is what matters. The self-ability, the self-mentality, the ability to start to pick yourself up when even the people around you who you would think would be on your side allow you to fall. You see, because when you finally do get back up on your own, when you finally do find the way, the growth, the place within who you are to believe in yourself, when you find the place inside of yourself where only you can go. I remember driving my vehicle, doing Uber for 82 hours. You see, I think about when the challenges truly come. What do we care about? When we care about other people, we're truly caring about ourselves, because when we care for ourselves and we allow those things, we are the people who bring those guys in our direction. Those people that come in your direction, they come in your direction. And we blame other people for our own challenges instead of think about what we are blessed with. I'm so grateful that I have had the challenges that I have, because what would it be without them? What would I do without them? What can we manifest? You see, what can we light up in this world when we're positive? You see, negativity can move out of the direction when we move ourselves in a place towards positivity. So I want to talk about inspiration. I want to talk about becoming disciplined to be yourself. Disciplined to be who you are on the inside, yeah. Disciplined to be that person that you want to become. A lot of us forget to use the skills that we have. We have focus, we have knowledge, but to truly become disciplined within who you are, to ask yourself the questions that only you can. To ask yourself the questions, why, where, what am I putting myself into? What am I going through on a daily basis? How am I growing? How am I utilizing this day? How am I utilizing this ability? You see, when you start to do those things, when you start to ask those questions, when you start to get into that part of who you are, where the things that you do, the growth that you have, the place that you are is because you are a gift. I look at how I'm doing this at this point and how I feel within. And I look at this light that we all go through, the things that we go through on a daily basis, and I look at this discipline, right? I look at this ability. I know that you might be going through something today. You might be going through something that you don't know if you can make it through. Each year that we have a date that we live one more year, we become that much more disciplined. We become that much closer to ourselves. We become that much closer to our beings. We become that much closer to our ability. And when our mentality starts to open up, when it truly starts to open up, when we start to use our gifts, when we start to use our talents, when we have what it takes within ourselves, when we have what it takes within our being, when we are on a page where other people see the light inside of themselves, then we are on a page of inspiration. But we got to focus. We got to use our knowledge. We got to become so disciplined that they become reflections, that they become a place of growth, that other people are inspired by our ability to work with our own gifts. When we work with our own gifts, when we work with our own talents, when we work with our abilities that we have inside of ourselves, then we inspire other people to keep going. Then we inspire other people to find a way within themselves to light up. And you see, when you use those challenges that you face off against to light up others, you'd be surprised what universal wealth will come in your direction. What universal properties will be brought towards you, abilities, mentalities, manifestations. And when we are seeking out after that kind of work in this world, when we are doing things in which we become the hands, the feet, when we become the light that shines, when we become the gift to other people, then what they have inside of themselves starts to light up. And it's inside of that you're truly tested when you're by yourself. It's inside of that you're truly tested when you feel alone. You're tested to ask the questions to yourself, what does it mean to be me? What does it mean to be who I am inside. And when you start to care about the person inside of who you are, when you start to become disciplined with self-care, when you start to become disciplined with self-understanding, then you have the ability to move mountains, to shake this earth, to vibrate with a connection within yourself. When you do that kind of a thing, when you start to allow yourself to open up that part of who you are, when you start to open up that part of who you are on the inside, the light that shines from within radiates outwards. And there's a lot of people who miss out on their inner light. See, they give it away to everyone else and they forget about their journey. They forget about their path. And then they forget about their purpose. And our purpose is very important. That's why discipline is so important. That's why becoming inspired. That's why we listen to things that bring us closer to ourselves. That's why we listen to things that uplift us. Because when we find it inside of ourselves that we're worth it, then we are utilizing this life's path's journey. And when we utilize this life's journey, we start to light up in this world, and then we become a light. But a lot of people forget about their light. A lot of people forget that when you light up in this world, then we forget because we want to give it away. You know? But it's not giveawayable. What you are, how you are, the person that you are inside, the light that you have, the gifts that you have, the people that you have in your life are lit up by you being yourself. You know, it's so interesting when we listen to people that are trying to become somebody else, trying to do something for somebody else. You ask them, what are you doing for you? And they answer, I don't know. When they answer, I don't know myself, they don't answer, have I spent any time with me? I'm reminded of the person who I used to go to the sauna, and I'd be in the sauna, and there's this lady, she was in the sauna, and she would watch me do meditation, and she would say, I realized I didn't spend any time on myself. I know meditation, but I haven't spent any time, and I've wasted many of years without time for me, without a space, without a place of growth. And so a lot of times we don't even spend 10 minutes on ourselves. We don't even spend 10 minutes in a place within ourselves, the place where we go inwards, where we start to study ourselves, where we start to study our ability, where what we have going on inside is important. And you see, if we did spend that time inwards, if we did spend that time on who we are, we would start to see the things that are positive in our life. We would start inviting the things that bring us closer to who we are. You see, when we start to see positivity moving in our direction, we start to see positivity working through our being, we start to see positivity working in our environment, within our space, within this place, then the universe starts to move things in your direction, starts to bring people to a place of understanding themselves. And when they might just for the first time be listening to these videos, they might just for the first time be listening to motivation, meditation, and inspiration. And, you know, when we're in that place together, when we're uplifting each other, when we're talking about the challenges that we're going through and the things that we're facing off against, and we're starting to find a way to make it through the challenges that we face on a daily basis. I stopped videos for over a month. It really, the challenges that I was facing off against took me a minute, to manifest, to utilize that part. I focused on other things to get my mind off of the challenge, to find that the challenge is being yourself. See, who you are is worth it. Who you are on the inside lights up your path. Who you are on the inside lights up your journey. When you light up your journey, when you light up your path, when you utilize your gifts within who you are, other people will see that too. And I'm just almost about ready, in about 10 minutes to take a 5-minute break before I get back online here. I'm planning to be running this hopefully all night long. I want to get hopefully some energy going later and start to get some community going. And, but motivation, meditation, inspiration is my page. What I strive to do on a daily basis is to find that way to be focused. Find that way to use what's going on inside. Find that way to overcome challenge within who we are and what we are. It's a amazing journey, filled with a lot of companionship, a lot of people who join your path. They join you for a period of time that's meant to be that time. It's an amazing story called life, that when you're willing to go through it, when you're willing to face off against it, when you're willing to utilize your inspiration, it becomes worth it. And I hope that my journey inspires you all to continue on yours. I hope that my journey will bring positivity to you, that you would allow the negativity to move out of its way on its own. That Newton's third law of motion, for each action there's an equal and opposite reaction, that there's positivity within the universe, that you can be that positive force, that you can be that positive being, that you can have that positive reflection outwards from being who you are on the inside. It's not that we don't go with challenges. It's that we recognize our own life's journey. It's that we embrace the positive things in our lives. It's that we embrace the positive part of our being. It's that we manifest from within. That we light up in this world in ways that only we can. I am so grateful for the challenges, the things that I've gone through. If I can yet but inspire you to be yourself, if I can inspire you to be who you are on the inside, to be an inspiration, to be a light, to be a light worker in your being, to seek out after light, then this life's path's journey is worth it. And that's what my journey is. My journey is that place of becoming a reflection, of inspiration, of uplifting people that have been through abandonments, have been through abuse, have been through disabilities, have been through challenges that nobody else could face off against but them, have been through things that are bringing them to a place where they believe in themselves. And what we have and who we become is completely from our own manifestations. What we light up with, how we light up in this world, what we want to overcome, what we want to manifest, what we want to achieve, what we want to become from within is who we are. There's a light inside of you all. You might be hearing this message right now. You might be hearing this message 5-10 minutes from now. You might have known me in the past, and you might know me in the future. But what matters the most is where we are within ourselves, where we are within our being. See, what matters the most is what you believe about yourself, what you know about who you are, what you believe you all become, what you believe you can manifest. And I light up this world with that. I know that we can light this world. There is so much positive force in this universe. We just have to remember our life's path journey, our own path, our own purpose. And as we remember that path and that purpose, we remember that light inside of ourselves, inside of our beings, we too can become an inspiration. And like I ask that question every single day, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And what I manifest comes from within. And when we are ourselves, when we're who we are at our core, when we are who we are within our being, within our vibration, what we have is a light. What we become is a blessing. And what we overcome are the challenges that are meant for us. And when we embrace them, amazing things happen in your day. Amazing things. Things that you didn't even think could happen. I've had people from here to India, to Dubai, to all parts of the world reach out, And when you inspire people, when you uplift people, when you bring them closer to who they want to become, you start to find a little bit about yourself too. Start to find a little bit about the challenges that you face, the things that you go through, the things that you manifest, the light that you have inside of yourself. And just maybe that light shines just a little bit brighter. Maybe that light shines just a little bit greater. And then you have the ability for those people to start to be brought towards you. Well, I guess I'm almost at the end of an hour here. I usually did these videos every single day. And trying to get back into this routine. And I've gone through some difficult times. But remember, when you believe in yourself, you will overcome those challenges. You will find a way to become that light. You will find a way to light up this world and become that inspiration. I do hope that you all have a blessed day as